And now, introducing his opponent, fighting out of the red corner. This man is the XFC Bantamweight champion, standing at 170 centimeters tall, holding a professional MMA record of 8 wins, 3 losses, representing potential unlimited mixed martial arts, fighting out of Gold Coast, Australia. Give it up for Reece Lightning McLaren! And when the action begins, your referee in charge, Olivier Coste.
Alright guys, watch out for headbutt. Sorry guys, low blow, back of the head and spine. Follow my comment or tell me
have a look at this.
Touch glove if you want, back your corner.
First time I've ever seen Olivier Coste have to keep fighters apart while it's exchanging rules and views.
Right,
and Gafarov is about to leap out into this one.
Time, ready? Ready?
Fight!
All right, slow down a little bit. Looked like a sprinter about to get out of his blocks for a while there. Oh!
Gafarov says he's got some stuff to show this fight that we have not seen yet before. And the skill set he's demonstrated so far, I'm looking forward to this one right here. Nice attempt. Easily sneaks in, takes the back. Drags him down, ends up in side control. Reece has got high-level Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu, and you can just see as he's very, very sneaky about as he attempts to slide into mount there.
We think of 24-year-olds as being young men, but he's got that edge in terms of experience and probably cage generalship. McLaren, 5 years on Gafarov.
See, that's where McLaren needs to be. He needs to stay tight to the ground game of Gafarov. He's got to be careful of those legs. Sambo's got some crazy leg locks.
It's been a while since we saw a leg lock submission in the One Championship cage.
McLaren really needs to keep that distance close, stay very tight to Gafarov, not allow him to get comfortable and start throwing some of those really interesting, dynamic spinning strikes that he's known for.
Thinking back to the days of Masakatsu Imanari, leg-locking Kevin Belingon in Singapore a few years ago. It'd be nice to see something exceptional like that again.
Yeah, Sambo's got a lot of really wicked leg locks. They come at you from all sorts of different angles, so you really have to be careful, especially when you're just like a strict BJJ guy who's not used to dealing with a lot of those leg locks that come from Sambo. But Imanari is the king. Oh, big takedown! Dumped him onto his head. That was like a trip and a double leg at the same time.
Tremendous strength.
Just planted him on the back of the head. You gotta wonder if he's a little bit rocked by that. Just the daze that comes when you get put on the back of your head like that. Your head just bounces up. McLaren's trying to get into mount. He's trying, but it looked like Gafarov was going to climb up the cage with his feet.
Just propelled himself upwards, didn't he? Oh, technical ground kick landed.
McLaren's got just a constantly moving sort of just his scrambles that he creates when he's in the ground. He's just really impressive the way that he moves.
McLaren's got to hop around at the moment, and all it will require is Gafarov to sweep that leg away, and there'll be another takedown. He's looking for it there. And I see Rich Franklin scribbling in the takedown column.
Good takedown defense, but Reece is very comfortable off his back here. You can see he kind of uses that half guard to stand back up once he has the underhook and a nice takedown of his own.
Oh, vicious forearms. Gafarov will have to watch that. That can end any fighter's hopes. And cut you up.
See, Steve, here is the interesting thing about this fight. We're about 90 seconds away from Gafarov entering uncharted territory. He's never been out of the first round.
It's a very, very rare occasion for him, that's for sure.
You know, and that's going to do something to you, whether you admit it or not. When you go into places you haven't been, there's that little bit in the back of your mind that's, I've never been here before. How will my body respond?
McLaren showing the quality that he's got.
Sorry, let me correct myself. He has been out of the first round twice. So this is 8 first rounds.
It's very rare, whichever way you look at it, and it's still going to cause him a bit of bother mentally that he's found someone who's difficult enough to not just be dispensed with at will.
But more so than that, Reese is controlling him in every single ground exchange. Look at this, how he's controlling inside position. Now he's got a crucifix position as Gafurof's trying to roll out of it. He's trying to get out. Now the elbows are coming. He's got 19 seconds.
Fascinated to see how Rich sees this first round, because Reese McLaren is creating a few waves here.
Oh, he's going for a guillotine. Possibly it's tight.
He looks as if he's got it in tight, but the end of the round is going to come soon.
Gafurov looks okay. He's got the arm in. That's all right.
There we are.
What a first round for Reese McLaren.
We knew it was going to be high-level stuff, Mitch, and it's delivered on that promise.
Oh, yeah, Reese McLaren showing a very, very tough ground game. There's that double leg. I don't know if you can call that a double leg. It's kind of a single leg scoop slam as he plants him on the back of his head. That's all head. That's not back. And then there's that Gafurov as he clinches the leg and just kind of gets tight. Good flexibility shown by Reese McLaren here as his knee's pretty much into his face. And then Gafurov swept the leg, and here's that arming guillotine by McLaren to end the first round. But if we jump to Rich Franklin, how do you have it so far, Rich?
Well, at this point in time, McLaren's going away with this fight. He's clearly ahead of the game on the takedowns, and he was controlling the ground. Did a really good job controlling the ground. I actually, on the first takedown, I think the second takedown that he had, scored him a little bit of damage. The way that inverted Gafurov, you could just see that it kind of knocked the wind out of him and took it out of him. But he also continued to mount some damage with the kicks as well. So as of right now, McLaren's ahead on the scorecards.
Ready?
5 minutes down, 10 to go. Remember, we score the fight in its entirety. That is not one round in the books for McLaren. He's just ahead at this point. This is the best way to score a mixed martial arts fight, isn't it, Mitch? Rather than the 10-point must system.
You know, it eliminates so many problems that we have with conventional mixed martial arts scoring, and it really just judges the fight on a whole, which is so important because all fights are on a whole. You know, you can't win a fight just by end of the takedown at the end of a round. It's got to go on the whole thing and what happens. There's another one threatening the leg locks. Beautiful as he spins around and ends up in side control.
Twists himself out of it to his advantage. Tremendous stuff from the Australian.
You can definitely see Gafurov trying to climb up the cage and really just kind of create new positions. But that just goes to show you just how tight McLaren is to each one of these positions. He can't get him off him, and how strong Gafurov is. And every single fight, this kid, you can't count Reese McLaren out, regardless of how highly touted his opponent is coming into this fight. Reese McLaren is really putting on a show here. With the grounding. These elbows to the thigh, that's going to slow Gafurov down in the later rounds.
Jumping the gun tremendously here, but if McLaren can win this, you feel he has the pedigree to perhaps be Bibiano Fernandez's next challenger. Gafurov, presumably you want to let him fight a couple more times first if he can win this one. Win or lose, Gafurov can come again, that's for sure, at only 19 years old.
Clipped a couple of the whiskers there of Reese McLaren with that spinning back kick.
Those punches not looking quite as crisp as we've seen previously.
Yeah, because you can see the way that Gafurov is trying to escape a lot of these grounded positions where he's trying to use power to throw Reese off, and that's going to suck a lot more energy out of you than using just a little bit of technique when you try to create space. But Reese is not giving him that space.
Gafurov clearly knows that he's in the fight of his life so far. He's never met an opponent this resourceful, this strong, Tremendous takedown.
Beautiful double leg takedown as he turned the corner and just dragged this fight back down. But Gafarov's got a guillotine.
It's under the chin, I should say. It looks tight.
You see how high McLaren is? It's hard to get that leverage with your arm when your opponent's that high up on you.
So pulling it tight enough is the problem?
Yeah, you got to get more leverage. You got to be able to get your hips into it and really crank down on that neck. And so you can see Reis just easily popping out of it. See how he also keeps that shoulder, that left shoulder on Gafarov's face? That really controls a lot of the places that Gafarov can go.
McLaren is so quick just to spin around and move around.
Yeah, Steve, he scrambles so well, constantly moving. See, look at that.
Yeah.
He goes for the double leg, doesn't get it, immediately shoots in and spins to the back.
Very nimble footwork, very nimble change of body weight and balance.
Don't grab, don't grab.
There's that power again. He's stuck in he's stuck in side control, Gafarov is, and he's trying to use that leg to crank out. Now McLaren's got him in north-south, but he goes back to side control. You know, McLaren likes to finish from the mounted position, so expect him to try to slide that knee across and work from the mount again, because Gafarov's not really defending quite well there.
Less than a minute to go in the second round. Rich Franklin had McLaren quite a way ahead after the first 5 minutes.
See, you just see Gafarov trying to use that power to throw him off. And he stands back up.
Right and left hand from Gafarov. And again, McLaren looks for the legs.
Good sprawl by Gafarov. That's what he needs to do more of. Trying to go with the arm throw, but McLaren drags him, just sucks him back down to the ground.
He's been a lot more commanding than I expected.
See, he's trying to crucifix that arm. See how he's putting his knee on Gafarov's left arm there?
Right.
And now it's in between. Now he can just punch. But I think he's going to get out of this round again. I think we're going to see a third round, Steve.
So what that crucifix does is it just opens up the face for punishment?
Yeah. He can't do nothing. He's just getting punched in the face.
Mitch, we're not going to go to replays. I want to see what Rich Franklin thinks of this scoring. I really want to see.
I'll tell you, Reis has completely surprised me. Gafarov is a strong kid. He's 19, but he's a strong kid. And Reis is just working him in all aspects. He's scrambling. He's very aggressive. Coming in, he's landed takedown after takedown after takedown. I'll tell you, the one thing that Gafarov did score in that round was a near finish. He had a tight guillotine in. I scored him for the near finish. But it's not enough to counterbalance the amount of control that McLaren has on the ground and all the takedowns that he's had. So at this point, 10 minutes into the fight, McLaren has just increased his lead and he's winning the fight.
Just to re-emphasize, it's not necessarily the amount of red versus the amount of blue to see who's ahead. You've got to look to see where the red is. Is it at the top of the chart? Near finish is very important. But when you take everything into context,
back.
Rich is seeing McLaren ahead so far. And that seems pretty fair to you as well, Mitch?
Yeah, he's doing, I mean, Reis McLaren is just showing a very, very high grappling game here tonight against a very tough opponent. You can see that Gafarov is a little bit flat-footed. He doesn't have quite that aggression that he started the fight with or that he's had in the past. That was a big, heavy shot,
and then
though.
a right hand from McLaren. This is a tremendous match, probably the best match pair of the evening. It's the one that stood out for me when I saw the card for the first time. Good left hand from McLaren.
Yeah, you can see that McLaren respects the striking game of Gafarov so much that he wants nothing to do with it. And the first chance he gets, he is shooting in for that takedown attempt. You can see Gafarov's corner feverishly trying to wake him up and get him back into this contest. Oh, that could have been a low blow, but Gafarov thinks he's okay. He's fine.
What about the prospect
That's
of...
a back of the head, just thumping shot.
The illegal blow is between the ears at the back of the head. Of course, a lot of that time, it's accidental. There's not a lot of intention. But that's what the referee looks for in terms of an illegal blow to the head.
You got to have some contact to the ear whenever you throw a shot back there. So just McLaren McLaren's like Velcro, you know? He just gets on you. It's so hard to shake him off. Ooh, nice. There's that spinning back attack from Gafurov again.
Wouldn't you just love to see the winner of this one in the cage with Bibiano Fernandes?
That looked dangerous. I think McLaren turned his head at the last moment. He might have got clipped on the collarbone there by a nice knee by Gafurov.
Oh, overhand right from Gafurov, and he's swinging at air. McLaren is getting out of the way, although he was clipped there with 2 or 3 punches. And McLaren had to sink to his knees.
Wow, Gafurov is coming alive in this third round.
Wow. Is he going to be able to turn this around, Mitch?
He's got 3 minutes.
Swing.
It can't go to his decision, Steve. I think he's too far ahead in the scorecards, as Rich Franklin was saying. So Gafurov needs to finish in the final 2 minutes and 40 seconds of this fight.
Rich, is that the case? Does he need to finish this before time?
If he doesn't finish this fight, he has to do a lot of damage. Just given the amount of time that Reese has controlled this fight, he would have to do a lot of damage to finish this. His best bet at this point in time is to stand this fight back up, because he started landing some big shots with the overhand right while he was on his feet, and he's just wasting time on the clock here, in my opinion.
Nice little sweep, how he used that heel, and then he kind of ended up in possible heel hook position, but it was a nice sweep by McLaren to buy a little bit of time. Like Rich Franklin said,
a shade over 2 minutes left. We haven't seen any of the smiling or sticking of the tongue out from McLaren in this one. He's far too busy dealing with this phenomenal 19-year-old, but he does have the edge on him for now.
a takedown is not going to do it. Rich Franklin was right. Gafurov has got to let go and let all of his head weapons go. Oh, nice little catch. Almost lost the mouthpiece, too.
Just clipped him with it, didn't he, as Gafurov was backing off. Not a punishing blow, but one that catches the judge's eyes. What can Gafurov do? 90 seconds left. He has to pull something out of the bag.
You can see his mouth hanging open. Gafurov is exhausted, and so is McLaren. Both these fighters leaving it all in the cage tonight. That's what he's doing, though. He's spinning around the right way, but he gets dragged to the ground again for another takedown by Reese McLaren. Then he's got 1 minute. That could have been it for Gafurov, but he's using those feet to try to climb back up. He's trying to get back up to his feet, not accepting defeat. With his arms pinned there.
The final 60 seconds.
Uh-oh, there's a possible Kimura there. He's trying to step over that leg. Now he's landing knees from the side control position. 41 seconds. We're getting real close to the wire.
Kimura attempts a side. You fancy that McLaren might just want to nullify his opponent for the last half minute, knowing that he's probably ahead. If he can prevent Gafurov from doing anything significant, the game is surely his. 20 seconds.
Such good control by Reese McLaren. He is putting on a grappling clinic.
Even looks for the rear naked choke in the final 10.
This is it. This could be it. Oh, he
shakes him off on the left hand. Gafurov comes back with 2 or 3 punches, but that's your lot. Olivier Coste steps in there. Gafurov takes the mouth shield out of his mouth and slings it across the cage in frustration. Conversely, McLaren lifts his right hand into the air because he knows that the judges are very likely to see him as the winner in 3 rounds of very, very entertaining mixed martial arts.
What a tremendous contest. Rich, what do you think?
First of all, let me just say that this night of fights, I would like to say it's the best fight of the night, but every fight has looked this way tonight.
That's right.
Working up the categories, Reese was a little bit more aggressive the entire fight. He won the takedown category. He scored more takedowns, was able to control the ground from side mount and just more superior positions, landing and actually inflicting damage from those. But also on the feet, he edged it out in my mind. Gafurov, the only category he really won was the near finish, but it just wasn't enough to give him the decision. My opinion, this should be a unanimous decision for McLaren.
You've heard Rich's view on the subject, and I fancy the judges will see it the same way. Sometimes they see things we don't. Sitting at various points around the cage. perspectives are all important.
Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds, we go to the judges' scorecards. And all 3 judges see it for your winner via unanimous decision. From the red corner, Reece McLaren!